me again for another night of Facebook Live. Also, I want to give thanks to those that catch me on the replay from our YouTube channel and our SoundCloud. I am your host, Tricia Bray Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. It is indeed a blessing to be here with you tonight, as tonight we're talking about being character flawed. And I know that somewhere we can all kind of see where our character has not always lived up to what we would like for others to perceive of us. So that brings me to the discussion that something is going on with my screen, guys. My screen is just totally black. I don't know if you can see me or not. You might leave me a comment in the comment section just to let me know if you can see and view everything okay. As I see a couple of you have already logged on tonight. I do apologize for the technical difficulties, but I just leave me a comment. Let me know if you're able to see and hear me okay, guys, if you would. So tonight we're talking about being character flawed, and I'm bringing this topic tonight because the question was posed to me if I believe that someone who has been character flawed for so long, is it possible for them to change, or is it possible for them to make a comeback after having their character tainted for so long? And guys, I think that this is a really great subject to address here on this platform, as many of us have. Hey, how are you, Diane? Thank you. I hope that you see me and hear me okay, because my screen is black, so I'm having some technical difficulties on this side. So I thank you for letting me know that you are there. So I wanted to bring this, thank you. I wanted to bring this topic because this was something that I had to address before going into the public eye, or to really step out on the dream and the aspirations that I had. Because I had a particular character that I knew could not go with me to the places that I desired to go. So I am so glad that this conversation was brought to my attention, and I hope that you too can benefit and be blessed from the topic tonight. So, character flawed, and all that means is that there are some things in our character that don't necessarily add up with who maybe we ourselves perceive ourselves to be, or the way that others see us. Okay, so about 3 years ago, I decided that I wanted to transition into doing more of the public speaking. And from that, I had some self-conscious confusion, or self-conscious wars going on within me that would have otherwise held me back from doing more of the public speaking platform. And a lot of that was because of my mind. I could not get over myself. Now, I knew that I had a message to share, and I knew that there are many stories in my background that could help heal and that could help other women overcome challenges within their own lives. But I also knew that there was an attitude behind the woman that you see. I also knew that there was a lot of mistrust, and I also knew that there was a lot of unresolved past history that I really had to come to terms with before I could move forward and make an impact in the public sector like I desire. So what I began to do is I began to read and study how to become more aware of who I am and how to make simple, practical changes within my own life and shift my mindset so that when people begin to see me, they no longer see my flaws before they see or get to know the person that I had been evolving into. So that taught me that yes, people can change. Yes, whatever perception people have or had of you from the past, you can overcome that by simply doing the work and recreating who you are. And what that did, that sparked my initial book that I published, Recreating a Better Me. So through that book, I share with the readers my transition, how I was able to work on my mind, how I was able to work on my finances, how I was able to recondition my mind to solely love who I am and to eliminate the behaviors that would speak louder than my very presence. So I got to thinking, and you know how when you're in a community, or especially those who are in small communities like me, how when you hear certain names, no matter if they're telling that person done something good and spectacular, sometimes it's hard to celebrate what that person did because you can't get over the person first. The person itself, the person doing the good deed. It's hard to celebrate, or it's hard to sometimes buy into what that person is doing or what they have done, because you don't trust the process in which how they were able to do what they done. This is being character flawed, guys. This is to say that no matter how good you do or how successful you become, we can't forget who you are. So think about the person that you know, and I know one has already come to your mind. We all know these type of people. Think of these type of people that when they show up at different places, or when you hear that they're doing certain things in the community, and you at the very mention of their name, you're just like, yeah, right, I know we all know some of those. So think about it. Do you believe that person that came to your mind can overcome the character flaws that we know them for? It's kind of a no-brainer. It's not so much that they can overcome, it's that they've cried wolf for so long that now nobody wants to see them coming, right? No one wants to hear them speak in our churches. No one wants them lead any community events. No one wants to greet them when we see them in the store. When we see them in the store, we want to turn around and go the other way. I mean, we all know these people. What do you think? Do you believe that it's possible that people can overcome their character flaws? And if not, then what do they do? What advice do we have for those people that can't even outlive their name, their reputation? Well, I think that I can just address this in two different ways, you know? And we all got those people that no matter how much we're rooting for them and want to see them do better, and they come up with all these titles and awesome ideas and trying to do something great. Let's just face it, guys. Some people are just comfortable with who they are, and they do good things so that they can be thought well of, or to want to show somebody that, hey, look at me. You know, the people pleasers. Right? So then you have those that no matter how good they try to do and whatever kind of creative ideas they come up with, no one wants to hear from them. Nobody wants to support them. And you almost feel sorry for them when they come and tell you about an event or something that they have going on that you really don't want to support, and you don't believe that no one else wants to support it. And it's because of the character flaws that they've already shown. Right? So I would suggest that if we're really serious about what we want to do and the impact we want to make in whatever arena of life that is, then I think that it's time to get over ourselves and go through the process. Because I can guarantee you that shifting a mindset and undoing the damage of years of reputation that we tend to build up, it's not an easy process. And it's hard to make a comeback when we continue to hide behind the face of, well, I did it and it's okay because it was me. And then I'm going to get back at you if you throw it up in my face. So it doesn't work that way. I think that when we have character flaws, or we have a reputation that doesn't necessarily fit into the lifestyle or to the level of success or to the platform that we are desiring to go, I think it's just best that the first thing we do is just admit that we're flawed. I don't know anybody, past or present, that does not have some form of flaw one way or another. I mean, we're all flawed, no matter what it is. And some of those flaws and reputations that we haven't outgrown those yet. We haven't outgrown them. So they're still with us. So we have a choice to make. If we're going to make the greatest impact that we can, is that we begin to deal with those flaws, or we just sit down until we're able to come to grips with how those flaws supersede our very presence. Because I would hate to be in front of you night after night after night, and all you can see is me 20 or 30 years ago. Right? And for you to see all the stuff I continue to stir up within the community, even as far as yesterday. You know, so there's really not a change there when I continue to waddle around in the same mess that gives me that particular reputation in the first place. So I think that when we are flawed, we have choices to make. Learn what it is. Learn the areas in which we're flawed. and begin to work on that and begin to build and grow as we go along, or we take a back seat until we're ready to look ourselves in the mirror and realize that, hey, we really have some issues that we need to work on, because we're not effective anyway. You know, you're thinking about those names that came to your mind when I asked you that question about that person that you know, that at the mention of their name, nobody wants to fool with them, nobody wants to support them, nobody even wants to be around them, you know. Think about it. Now, if they sit down and do the work and begin to make progress, then maybe we can redo that relationship and start all over again. And then you prove yourself by starting at the beginning and working on your mindset and doing things over, doing things differently, because you can't do the same thing and expect different results, right? We can't continue to be jealous and throw obstacles in people's way and try to throw negativity their way to try to esteem ourselves a little higher. So those are character flaws that really get in the way. People can't see us from seeing all the mess that we do. People can't see us from all the baggage that we really bring with us. So in my book, Recreating a Better Me, it tells the reader, it shares my story, because I tell you what, I was that girl, character flawed, and I went to work on myself, guys. And I'm not saying in any way am I perfect now, but just thinking and evaluating myself here today, I don't think that I could sit here in front of you and talk to you about being better and trying to empower you and have a conversation with you every night with love towards you and with that support towards you and the feelings that I have for you being here with me every night. I couldn't do that being the person that I was 3 years ago. So there's a difference. So in every area of my life, because even as I continue to grow, every level that I go a little bit higher, or I meet people that are a little more influential, and when I'm out speaking and putting myself out there and initiating conversations and meeting new people, which is new for me, I do it with a confidence because of how I feel now about myself. And see, I couldn't do that when I had all of those flaws preceding me. So now, you know, I'm still flawed, but I don't believe that I'm judged initially by my flaws. Now I can show up and I can be confident. You know, I can show up and I can have a good attitude, and I can show up and I can smile, and I can show up and I can give encouraging words, and I don't have to look at everything through a negative lens because of the shift that is in my mindset. And as I go up from level to level to level, because you know this is a process where we grow and there are ups and downs in this thing. So even through all that, my character on every level has been attacked. So I'm always faced with, what do I do now? How do I react? How do I respond? And what's my mindset? How am I going to look at it? Because it's easy to go back to the old nature. But it takes a bigger, better woman to stay on a positive mindset and be able to take the steps to those next levels and minimize the character flaws. And the more we work on developing ourselves and stop using that reputation as an excuse to be less than what we have been called to be, then the better off we're going to be. Not only as a woman, but also as mothers, as wives, as professionals. Because when we're better, everything about us is better. So if you have character flaws, which I know that so many of us do, just think about what people think about when your name is called. When they say your name, what is the first thing that comes to people's mind? And you know, we're not food. We know if people think good of us. We know if people think not so good of us. And even those of us as business owners, you know, when they hear the name of our business, what image comes to their mind? You know, and how successful can we be if our reputation is tarnished? And I know that I know that I've even been in churches sometimes. In church, when certain people get up and go to the microphone, or certain people are going to speak and give the message, you know, what comes to mind at the mention of their name, or when they get up to grab the microphone to say something? Think about the images and stuff that comes to our mind. So, great evening to you, Miss Lane. How are you? Yeah, so we're talking tonight about character flaws. Talking about character flaws and how our character sometimes precedes us. You know, people see us, they know us by our reputation and not necessarily by who we are, who we have grown to be. And what do we do in the instance that people see us and they they can't accept us because of the baggage that we bring with us? So no matter how good or positive it seems like we're trying to be, sometimes it's just a hard thing to do, is to live down that reputation. But guys, I just wanted to encourage you that even though we all have character that sometimes tainted or flawed, that we can make changes. You know, we can make changes. I'm a living proof of that. You know, I've made changes, in positive changes, in just about every aspect of my life, especially those that meant something to me. So I'm living proof. But I'm also going to say this: if you're one of those that's trying to climb your way to the front line and you're not making progress, maybe this is one of the areas that you need to give thought to. Have you worked on redefining who you are? Have you worked on your character? And when people say your name, what is it that comes to their mind? You know, what is it when that comes to their mind when someone says your name? Is it a good taste or is it a bad taste in their mouth? So it's just the reality of it all. And how many of you are even bold enough to ask the question? Ask the question of people. What do they think of me? Or what value do you add to them? You know, and people will usually be honest with us. They're usually really honest with us. So and just hope that you have tough enough skin that you're ready to hear the response that they have for you. you know, because it may not necessarily be what you thought. And so I just wanted to encourage you guys, character flaws, we all have them. Can we overcome them? Yes, we can, but we can't overcome them doing the same thing that we always have done and think that we're going to get different results. So it's going to take being intentional. It's going to take learning what it is that is flawed about you. Look at that and begin to do the work. Now, if you need help doing that work, you can grab my book, Recreating a Better Me. It's a first step. It's a good $10 investment, guys, in helping you really look at different areas of your life. And it also shares with you the process that I went through to recreate who I am. And it shows. It shows. Even my mindset, my conversations, everything is different. I enjoy life so much better now because I did the work. So just think about it. We can't get different results doing the same thing over and over again, going to the same old places, carrying around that same old baggage. You know, just doesn't work that way. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to be here with me tonight and listen and join in. I appreciate the comments. Let me know that you're there. I'm still looking at a black screen, and I appreciate you guys letting me know you're there. I'd also appreciate it if you'd like and share this video, guys. Also, I have a special guest coming here with me on Friday to join me on this platform, guys, and I believe she's going to take us to school. I'm going to have Miss Imani Aisha coming to join me, and she's going to talk to us about marriage and money. So she's definitely going to be taking me to school. She's definitely going to be taking me to school Friday night, guys. So nonetheless, please make plans to join us. I'm looking forward to it, guys. And also, if you guys out there that join me every night, if you'd like to join me on a live, I'd love to have you. You can do it right from the comfort of your home. So just send me a comment and just let me know. And I'd love to reach out to you and have a conversation with you right here on this platform, because this is exactly what we're doing. We're having a conversation. There's nothing rehearsed here. We're just having good, authentic conversations, guys, and I enjoy it. I enjoy you guys being here with me. I enjoy the support that you give me. You know, I'll see you tomorrow night here again at 10 p.m. for another night of Facebook Live. And don't forget, if you want to check out some of the books and resources that I have, you can go to my website at www.trishabraysmith.weebly.com. And so there's some classes and courses and things that I have already available there that you can check out. Nonetheless, good night, everybody.